So people keep asking us if we have a plan, and the answer is not yet.
But we do have concepts of a plan. My friend Severin and I started out by tearing out all the cargo panels and clips. We carefully removed the floor, as we will be using it as the subfloor. The floor is out, the cargo paneling is out, so next step is to sweep the floor and then degrease everything. There's the broom. And once it's all clean, then the build can officially start.
We cleaned the van really well because we didn't want any dirt or anything under the insulation.
Next up was some exterior roof work. The Sprinter has pre-established bolt holes in the roof for roof rails, so I had to heat up all the plastic caps and remove them before installing the roof rail, which will hold the solar panels. Once all the threaded holes were exposed, we just put some Sikaflex on each hole and bolted the roof down. Then I measured out where the Maxxair roof fan will go. I drilled pilot holes and then cut it out with a jigsaw. I then painted the exposed metal with white rust paint to prevent corrosion. Here's the test. A little bit overkill on the clamps, but I made a wooden frame for the vent to screw into, and I just glued it to the ceiling. I used butyl tape and Sikaflex to seal it under the flange. I then covered the screws in the flange with a tube of Dicor. So I put the Dicor over the Sikaflex, and there's a little bit of a gray tinge from the black and white mixing, but it looks pretty good. We have the fan opening installed, and then we've stripped out everything, and now we are spraying degreaser over all the surfaces before we glue the insulation in.
Degreasing all the walls is important before gluing in the insulation to make sure it gets a good bond. Balancing act. It's looking pretty good in here after our degreasing this morning. We did the floors, walls, and the ceiling. So Josh is up on the roof installing the fan. Up we go. Are the actions happening? It's supposed to be white?
Yeah.
That looks terrible.
Hmm?
Why are we doing black?
Because I ran out of light.
He spilled on his shirt. Coming off?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you spill on it?
Sikaflex.
Okay, showing you how much light the fan lets in. Obviously with doors closed, no other source of light.
On a cloudy day at 3 p.m. But then there's going to be a big 3-foot wide by 17-inch window going in here, so there'll be a ton of light with no lights on, obviously.
Okay, so we're currently working on cutting the Thinsulate to the different panel sizes. First step was measuring and then labeling each of the panels in the van with numbers. Now we are cutting and it's going pretty well.
We're using these like big Taylor scissors.
Yeah, Josh thought to
Yeah.
order those and they've been
Cuts
working
it
great.
very easily.
We have a huge roll and we've barely made a dent in it, so I feel like we definitely have enough. And everything's been
We
great.
bought 70 linear feet and it's 61 inches wide.
Okay, next one is 18 by 14. So, there. Good. We should be good. Getting to the end of this chunk. I think we're done the 14s after, and there's a lot of 23s I noticed. So we can do that next.
Here's a stack of insulation that we've cut out for all the walls. we're filling all of the bracing with Thinsulate.
So over the next few days, we're planning on kind of taping and mapping out the floor plan of the van, including putting boxes inside to kind of figure out where everything will go and how it will work.
We'll put masking tape for the height of cabinets, and we're going to map out the counter and the bed and all that to kind of get a good idea. Now that the insulation's all in and we're kind of ready to start putting up some walls, so we need to pre-plan where things are going to go, which will decide kind of how we build the walls.
Our next step also will be putting in the window. We decided after filming the last video that we actually do want a window, so we have ordered it and it's come in, and the plan is for it to go here.